Like the toolbox, the standard bar is also very powerful. The standard bar is located up at the top of the software in the first two rows. And this is where you go to access new files, open up files, access all your digitizing tools. So let's go ahead and take a moment to explore the standard bar just so you can see what all is available here. You'll notice up in the top left that you have the new icon. This will create a new document. If you click on it, a new document will appear and you'll see that it's located down at the bottom. You also have the ability to open a design. If you click on open, it'll allow you to navigate to your navigate through your folders on your computer to find where a design is located that you want to open. You have the save icon, which if you're working on a design, you have the ability to, if it's already been saved before, just click on save. If you haven't saved it before or you made some changes, it will allow you to choose where you want the design to be saved to. You have the print preview option, and there is a lesson on the print preview, so I highly recommend that you go and you learn all that you can do with the print preview options. You have the ability to cut a portion out of a design. This works, these next three features work just like they do in like a Microsoft Office or any other graphic design program that you use, where you can cut a design, you can copy it, and you can paste it. If you use the cut feature, you're able to cut. You see that it just what I had selected here, it just cut it off the screen, and that does put it in your clip bin. So if you went to a new design and you hit paste, it will paste that into it. Let's go ahead and undo that, and I'm going to go ahead and undo that. You also have the ability to select something and copy it, and then you can paste that, and you'll notice that it actually pasted a direct copy right on top of the other. We've used the paste feature a few times. That just will paste anything that you've cut or copied. You have the ability to undo or redo something you've been working on. So if I go to undo, it will actually bring back that element I just deleted or undid. So you have the ability to do unlimited number of undos and redos. Also, you have the zoom box right here, and this is very powerful. You have the ability to zoom in or out. I utilize the to fit option quite often, and what that does is it will actually bring the design up, the entire design, the largest it can be on the screen. So let me go ahead and hit to fit. You'll see that it brought it up as large as it could be inside of the screen that we're working on. And then you have, if you have a certain object selected, you have the ability to zoom into that selection, which is very handy if you really want to go in and edit a section of a design. You can do one-to-one, and what this does is brings it up at 100%. So it's going to be the actual sew out size. You can do 10%. You can see all these different options: 25%, 200%. Let me go ahead and go back to fit. Let me go back to just the actual size. You also have this stoplight right here, and this is a very unique feature. It gives you the ability to see, right now it's set by default at the center. You can see where the first stitch is going to take place in the design, and you're also able to see where the last stitch is placed in the design. You can view both the first and the last stitch, and you also have the ability down here to change where the design is going to start and end. This is something that occasionally you need to do when you're working with appliques or tackle twill. Sometimes you want to line something up, and it might be easier to line it up to a specific location on your garment, and this is kind of more at a higher level. It's not something that people do very often, but you do have the ability to come in here and choose one location, and you can have it start and end the design right here. And what that does is, if you go to your machine when you're going to run it out, this would be almost like your center point for the design. If you're going to trace a design, you would put your your needle right here to start with, and it's going to base the design around this start point and end point. And you can do two locations, so you can say I always want it to start maybe right here and I want it to end right over here. That's just going to be where the needle ends up once you're done. By default, center is selected, and that's what I highly recommend for the 99% of all your jobs that you're sewing out. And if you click on it again, see it's highlighted, it'll turn that off. So you can turn on and off where the start and end point is located. Over here you have an AutoLock feature. It'll auto-lock a stitch mode. So when you create something and you actually make some changes to it, it'll lock that element down so that other changes can't take place. Now we do have the ability over here in the sequence view to also lock down a feature, and that's where I generally will lock down so that changes can't be made to a specific part of a design. You have the film strip right here, which is your how-to video tutorials. I don't have any loaded right this second, but when you get your CD, your install CD, you have the ability to also install videos. And when you install those videos, they will be located over here on the right hand side. When you select it, it will automatically start playing. You have your About button right here. When you click on the About button, the useful thing with this is it'll actually tell you what version is loaded on your software. So if you're wondering if you have the latest version, we always send out an email letting you know when a new version is available, and also we'll let you know in the software. But this will tell you what version you have installed on your software. And if you're ever wondering if an update is available, because this question does come up, if you want to know if you do have the latest version of the software, this will just give you the version that you have loaded. But if you go to Help and check for updates, it'll let you know you already have the latest version of the program. So as long as you're connected to the internet on your computer, when you select Help and check for updates, it will let you know if you have an update, available, or if you're running the latest version of the software. After this About button is where you start getting into your digitizing tools, where you have the ability to create a manual stitch, a run stitch, a satin stitch, and then we have the classic satin stitch, which is a different way of creating the stitch. We have the still stitch, which is a defined width satin stitch. You have a complex fill tool, the applique tool. For creating applique, you have the ability to create cross stitch designs, and then you have your tackle twill feature, and you have your artwork feature where you can create rectangles and circles or ellipses, and this is artwork, so this is like vector artwork that you can convert into stitches. You do have your symbols, which allow you to load these onto your design page. And then you have the magic wand tool for segmented auto digitizing. And then all of these, there are lessons on how to use each of these, so make sure that you go and find the video for how to create the different types of stitches and how to edit them. On the bottom row, you have the text tool, which allows you to create text and put it onto a design page, or if you have another design open that you can add text to it. You have monogram tool for creating custom monograms. You have text designs, which are designs that are available so that you can drag and drop them into your work area. You have monogram designs. These are just embellishments that you can add to monograms. You have an auto digitizing wizard that allows you to auto digitize designs regardless if it's vector based, which is like artwork, or if it's an image based like a photo. You have motif shapes that you're able to select and automatically apply a motif border to. You have the Applique Shapes tool, which will, when you select one of these, it will automatically turn this object into applique. There are lessons for each one of these. And then we get into a little bit more of kind of your editing features inside of the software. These are just quick tools that allow you to do various things. You're optimizing the sequences of your design, so it'll resequence your design to give you the best outcome. You have optimizing entry points and exit points. Those are start and end points for design elements, so it'll help you to get one object to start closer to the next object. You have an auto baste feature, which will put a basting stitch around the entire design, which is useful when you're doing when you're not able to hoop an object in your or a material in your fabric or on your hoop. If you're not able to hoop it, you can utilize this feature, which will create this run stitch around the edge that takes place before the design is sewn, and it will lock down the material to the stabilizer, making sure that you don't get excessive push and pull take place. And there is a lesson on how to use the auto baste feature. You have a duplicate option, which it will duplicate an object and kind of create it in rows and columns. You do have the repeat function as well, and a circle template, which will allow you to select an object and turn that into a circular design pattern. And there are lessons for each of these. And now we get into more of alignment tools, where you can flip an object horizontally or vertically. You can rotate objects that are selected. You can left align or right align objects. It just means when you have two objects selected, if you hit right align, it's going to line them both up to the right hand side. You can line them up to the top so that they both line up, or to the bottom. You can center align objects. You have the ability to trim objects one through another, or weld, which will combine two elements into one. It will turn two objects into one object. And you can do the intersect option, which it will only keep where two objects intersect. You have the ability to distribute objects either horizontally or vertically. You have the ability to group selected objects or ungroup an object. You have the ability to move the location of the sequence of objects, like bring one to the front, move one to the back. You have the ability to join paths so that it will close up an object. There are lessons on how to do these, but this is the standard bar. There's a lot of tools and features inside of here. This is again where you open design, save them, do your print preview, zoom into objects. You have the ability to watch video training. You have all your digitizing tools, your text tools, different embellishment tools, design editing tools. It's a very powerful tool. These are the most frequently used features in the software, are all located right here in the standard bar. This, along with your toolbox, give you all the tools you need right in front of you to digitize or help you edit designs. So take the time to play around with the standard bar, get familiar with all the objects, and please understand that there are videos that show you how to use each of the tools and functions inside of the standard bar. So definitely take the time to play around, as this will help you increase your knowledge about the software and about the digitizing process. And I think that you'll find that there are a lot of helpful features located right here in the standard bar.